Hello students, hope you all doing well. Today we are going to study class 5 English grammar and our topic is letter writing. So students, in this slide we will understand what is the meaning of letter writing and why it is important. So students, before the advent of modern technology made communication so easy, the art of writing a letter was considered an important requirement. Even today, a letter is an important means of communication in both the workspace as well as our personal lives. So, let us educate ourselves with the nonsense of letter writing. So students, letter writing is a written message that can be handwritten or printed on paper. It is usually sent to the recipient via mail or post in an envelope. Although this is not a requirement as such, any such message that is transferred via post is a letter, a written conversation between the two parties. So student, in this chapter, we understand what is the meaning of letter writing. So students, in this slide, letter is a written message which is sent to a someone usually in an envelope or by post. So, come to the next slide. In this slide, we will understand types of letters. Let us first understand that there are broadly two types of letter, namely formal letters and informal letters. But then there are also a few types of letters based on their contents, formalities, the purpose of letter writing, etc. Let us have a look at the few types of letters. First one is formal letters. In this, these letters follow a certain pattern and formality. They are strictly kept professional in nature and directly address the issue concerned. Any type of business letter or letter to authorities falls within this given category. For example, recommendation letter, cover letter, complaint letter, order or sale letters, reference letter, or an application. Okay, students? Now, letters which are written and sent to government officers, newspapers, business concern, dealers and traders are called business letters. There also include letters of application also. So now the second types of letter is informal letter. These are the personal letters. They need not follow any set pattern or adhere to any formalities. They contain personal information or are a written conversation. Informal letters are generally written to friends, acquaintances, relatives, etc. So students, in this slide, we will understand how to write a letter. So students, there are certain points to write a letter. There are some letter writing tips. We have learned the basics of communicating via letters and the types of letters as well. Let us focus on some tips for the actual letter writing. So student, first is identify the type of letter. This is obviously the first step of the letter writing process. You must be able to identify the type of letter you are to be writing. You must know which type of letter you are writing, whether it's formal letter or a informal letter. Second is make sure you open and close the letter correctly. Opening a letter in a correct manner is very important. Formal letters open with a particular structure and greeting, and they are informal in nature. And informal letters can be addressed to the person's name or any informal greeting as well as writer's wishes. Now, even the closing is of the letter is very important. Students, you must write in a particular way in a formal letters. You must be write in a respectful manner, in personally manner, whereas in formal letters you may end with a more personal touch. Third point is establish the main intent of the letter. Means once you start writing, make sure to get to the point as soon as possible. Especially in formal letters, it is very important to clear the purpose of the letter. Okay, students? Now, the fourth point is be careful of the language. Your language should be very clear and polite and considerate. Okay, and the point must be clear and conveyed in a very courteous manner. Okay, so it is necessary to use a polite expression and civil language in all types of letter. Length of the letter, one of the most important factor to consider is the length of the letter you are writing. It should be kept in mind that the formal letters are generally to the point, precise and short. Lengthy formal letters tend to have the desired effect on the reader. The length of the informal letter is determined by the message in the letter and the relation to the recipient. But in formal letter, it should be very precise and it should be very clear. So students, these are the several points you must keep in your mind while writing a letter. So students, now in this slide, we will understand how to write formal letters and informal letters. There is a particular format for writing formal letters as well as informal letters. Now, in the next slide, we will understand more clearly how to write a formal letters and informal letters. We will understand the format of these letters. So student, in this slide, we will more clearly understand the format of formal letters. So students, in this, we will understand how to write a formal letters. Here are the key elements of formal letters and what to include in each section. First is sender's address. In formal letters format, it is very important that you mention the sender's address in order to avoid any confusion and dispute. In the example, you see there is a sender address is on the top of the letter. Then leave a line. After that, mention the date. Mention the accurate date for better understanding of the actual time and date. After that, leave a line and then name or designation of the addressee or the receiver's name or the designation of the receiver. After that, skipping this part can lead to the potential confusion. Thus, it is necessary to include the proper name as well as designation of the receiver. Then, the next point is the address of the addressee. Means there is a receiver address. Mentioning the accurate address of the letter will ensure that it reaches the proper destination. You look into the example that the address name or the designation of the addressee is the editor and the address is Hindustan Times, New Delhi. Okay students, now the next part is salutation, means greeting. This part is utmost importance as you need to address the receiver with proper respect. Now the next is subject. Write a strong subject line which can convey the meaning of the entire formal letter. The subject is very important. In this, you write in a brief about your letter, what you want to convey to the receiver. Okay. Then the next part is body. In this, introduction, content and the conclusion of the letter is there. It is important that you write your message in the body with precision and in concise manner. Formal letters are not a very long letters. They are very concise. They are on the to the point, and they are very not very and they are very clear and not very long. Okay, students. After that, complimentary closing line. Write some complimentary closing line at the end of the body. It will include words like with regards, best wishes, your truly, etc. Okay. Then after that, there is a signature or name of the sender. Don't forget to include the name of the person who is sending the letter. It will clear ambiguity in the message. Okay. And then after that, there is a designation of the sender also. For the final element of the letter, you must include a proper designation of the sender. It is a part and parcel of the formal letter format. Okay. I think this is clear to you all. So students, in this slide, we will understand the format of informal letter. Okay, these guidelines are basically followed while letter drafting. Let us learn the format of an informal letter and know how to do effective informal letter writing. Learning informal letter writing format is super easy with the following explanation and informal letter writing tips. So student, let's start with the sender address. The very first thing you need to write is the address of the sender. This is written on the left corner of the paper and is the starting point of the letter. Give your complete address and pin code is a must. Okay. The next is date. Below the address, the date has to be written. That is the date when the letter is written. The recipient will know when the letter was written. As far as possible, the date has to be in a expandable form. Okay. It is in a expandable form, not like this third. It is like 3rd April 1987. It is clear. It is not in a short form or not in a numbers like 03 month, number of the month 0487. It is not like that. It is in a expandable form. Now the next part is the greeting. The greeting or the salutation. The greeting can be absolutely informal like dear mom or dear Elan. If you are writing a letter to someone of your age, you can mention his or her name after dear. Okay. If it is mother, if your uncle, aunt, senior, anyone senior to you, you need to write dear uncle, dear dad, dear mom, anything else. Or you can also write Mr. or Mrs. also for someone who is elder to you. Okay. Now the next part is the body of the letter. First is introduction. After this, you will start writing the actual letter. The first para in your letter should be very introduction. Okay. This will set the tone of the full letter. You should start the letter by asking about the recipient health. Or you may write, I hope you are in a good health. This is the opening stage of the letter. Okay, students. Then the body of the letter. The entire letter tone should be very friendly. Okay. But you have to change and adjust the words when required. If you are writing to your friend, you can easily use informal and flippant style. But if you are writing to your elders or someone respectable, make sure that you do not use any disrespectful full words or terms. You use your words which determine the tone you are using in the conversation. Okay, class? Now the next is conclusion. At the end, you should summarize and say a warm goodbye. Also, make sure you request them to write back to you. Okay. Then after that, there is a signature. In the end, you need to put your signature to close the letter. Okay. You can sign off as you want. Kind regards, like lots of love, best wishes. Choose a greeting as it suits the occasion. Then now I think you are aware of pattern of informal letters and formal letters. Okay, students. So students, I hope you all understood the chapter clearly. Now you know what is a letter writing, how to write a letter, what are the tips of writing a letter, what is a particular format of writing a formal letters and the informal letters. I hope all these things are clear to you. If you have any doubt, just mention me in the comment box. Thank you.